Hi, it's Patty from Thronateeska. Today we're going to look at the moon and be imaginative, see what you can see on the moon. So I have a book here that's written by Lois Ehlert, and it is going to help us try to find some images of animals that you can see on the moon. The book is called Moon Rope. It's also written in Spanish, but I do not know Spanish, so I cannot read it in Spanish. But the book is beautifully illustrated. So Moon Rope by Lois Ehlert. Mole, that's a mole, not one of these things on your face, but this little thing right here. Mole was taking a break from digging for worms when Fox came by. That's the fox. Mole, he said, if you could have anything in the world, what would it be? Worms, 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 and more worms, Mole said. What about you? I want to go to the moon. The moon, Mole gulped. I think of something, said Fox, and he ran off through the grass. Fox liked running through the grass. It tickled his fur, gave him an idea. Why not make a rope of grass? With a loop at one end, he could hitch it to the tip of the moon and climb up. Ooh. Fox ran back. Mole, I've got it. Both of us can climb to the moon on my rope. Mole blinked. Both of us? There are big worms up there. Huge, said Fox. Mole's stomach growled. He'd go. Mole and Fox braided grass into a long rope and waited for a crescent moon to appear. Then Fox twirled the rope over his head. Like a lasso. Yee-haw! Clunk! It fell down and hit him right on the nose. Fox growled. He was mad. Look at that. Maybe the birds would carry our rope, said Mole. But the birds didn't want to go to the moon. Just hitch the rope to the tip, said Fox. We'll do the rest. So the birds took the rope in their beaks and flew up in the sky. Mole and Fox waited. When they returned, the bird said, "Your rope is ready." Fox started climbing paw over paw to be the first on the moon. Mole followed claw over claw. Fox kept his eyes on the moon, but not Mole. He kept glancing back to the earth. Suddenly, Mole's claws slipped. He fell through the air, down, down, down. Poof! Mole landed on a bird. They had been following the two climbers. Mole hung on tightly as he was carried home. He hoped to land unnoticed. But all the creatures were watching. They laughed at Mole. "Maybe you didn't slip," said Snake. "Maybe you let go on purpose so you could come back home. Look at the snake. Mole was upset by all the fuss. He ran away and dug a deep tunnel. He stayed there for a long, long time. To this day, Mole prefers to come out after dark, moving quietly in the moonlight, avoiding other creatures, and he never, ever listens to Fox. But what about Pox? Did he make it to the moon? The birds say that on a clear night, they can see him in a full moon, looking down on the earth. Mole says he hasn't seen him. Have you? The great thing about the moon is that you can see so many things on it. People have used the moon as far as navigation and making up stories about how things work. For example, when we wanted to explain many, many years ago, why does a mole live in the ground, people didn't have science and they didn't understand how to explain it. So they made up stories like the one that we read. So the moon was wonderful. It was a place to store our stories, and you can see so many things. You've heard about the man in the moon, and when I look at the moon, I see several different faces depending on how I look at it. So you can use binoculars in the evening to help you see some different things on the moon. Now, the craters on the moon are what gives us the different shapes that we can see. So let's have some fun with this. Now, one of the biggest things that people see is the shape of a rabbit right here with the bunny ears. So you may be able to pick out a rabbit, and down here is his little kettle that he's cooking in. He's cooking some stew, but it's not rabbit stew. It's beef stew, chicken stew, something like that. But we can also see some pictures about the things we read in our book. For example, if you look really hard, you can see a fox right here. So the bird said that he sometimes can be seen on a clear night looking down at the earth, right there. How about another bunny rabbit? Some people can look very closely and see a bunny rabbit right here, and even his little carrots. A kitty cat with his tail. And how about a bird? Do you think some of the birds that carried Fox to the moon, one of them might have stayed there? And there's that slithering snake right here. Even a fish. Can you imagine a fish on the moon? Or what about a turtle? And a little mouse. So the moon is limitless for our imaginations, and it holds stories that different cultures have told over the centuries before people could even write, and it helped explain why certain things were the way they were. What stories can you make up from the images that you see on the moon?